What's going on, readers? I know it's been a while, but it's your girl, MsMalcolmHughes, here again with another book review. So this month, it is January, the end of January, and we are all past January 20th. So I've decided that it's the most appropriate time to reflect and talk about the amazing Harry Potter series. As you can see, I have the entire collection here. I started rereading it at the end of last year in preparation for this book that was coming out, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, parts 1 and 2. So before we get into the context and topics of the original 7, I want to very, very briefly talk about the Cursed Child. I only have one thing to say. I'm currently on page 66, and I can say that this book sucks. In all seriousness, this book sucks. It's nowhere near as good. The writing is not as profound. Harry Potter essentially helped to give birth to a child who is Severus Snape reincarnated. Do not like that twist. Yeah, that's all I'll say about this book. However, for us hardcore Harry Potter fans, we all love it. We all know the story of Voldemort. We all know of his rise. We all know of his ultimate fall. The reason why Voldemort fell was because those who believe in good stood up, did not quit, and continued to fight even when it appeared that all was lost. Remember that all is never lost if those who believe in good and justice and fairness and equity and in the better of the human race are willing to stand up and fight for that. So that's essentially what I wanted to do with this video. Bring us back to the many, many lessons of Harry Potter. There's actually one quote that Dumbledore says to Harry Potter that I think is profound and prevalent from book 7, and that is about power. So I would actually like to take a moment here, because for me this is what it all boils down to. Well, one of the main points, other than the fact that those who believe in good must always stand for it, must always fight for it, must always have, as Moody would say, constant vigilance. But another key point is about power and who deserves power and who should be in positions of leadership to hold power. So at this point, Dumbledore has told Harry Potter, I'm in book 7, Dumbledore has told Harry Potter about what truly happened with him and Grindelwald. And Harry Potter then suggests that maybe Dumbledore should have become Minister of Magic, and that maybe he'd have been much better than the previous Ministers of Magic. And Dumbledore, as he wisely does, gives Harry Potter a bit of knowledge to reflect on. He says, "Would I?" asked Dumbledore heavily. "I'm not so sure. I had proven, as a very young man, that power was my weakness and my temptation. It is a curious thing, Harry, but perhaps those who are best suited to power are those who have never sought it. Those who, like you, have leadership thrust upon them and take up the mantle because they must, and find to their own surprise that they wear it well." So, with that, I would like to say that if you have not read Harry Potter, now would be the most appropriate time. It gives you a lot to reflect on. You get to see courage, and you realize that courage is not being afraid. Courage is moving even if you are afraid, and continuing to stand for what you believe in and fight for what you know to be just. And that can be hard, right? Because multiple people believe multiple things to be just. However, does what you believe to be just harm other people? Does what you believe to be just cause pain and rip apart families and potentially give people poisonous water to consume? Does what you believe to be just take away funding from students who are most in need? Does what you believe to be just criminalize and marginalized? And I know that it's hard, right? Those are hard questions to ask yourself. But we must all ask ourselves, what do we want for America? And if we want this democracy in this idealistic country where everyone can come together and it can be a salad bowl or a melting pot or whatever you would like to describe it as, if we believe in the preamble, and if we believe in our Constitution, and if we believe that we really are America the Great, America the Brave, America home of the free, if we believe these things, and we believe that even though when our founding fathers founded this country, they did not have in mind all of America, but if we believe that that ideal is still something that we would like to see happen with all of America for what it is, then we have to fight for it, and we have to stand for it, and we have to always, always, always be willing to change and to face reality and to make hard decisions and to come to terms with what our history is and how our history has impacted and shaped our present. We must always be willing to do that, as we learn throughout Harry Potter.